One last recording today as an update from the trip that Penny and I made to the Mediterranean, following the footsteps of the Apostle Paul from his shipwreck on Malta to go to Sicily and ultimately to the Italian mainland and eventually up to Rome, where he was due to have an audience with Caesar, of course. If you've been following the other updates, I'm not going to repeat any of those, but just as I'm now home, we got home last night, the washing machine has been going 24/7. I've been catching up with emails and all kinds of things. I'm still a bit behind, but we'll get there. I have taken some time to reflect on the way back as to the main lessons of this trip, and two things have stood out to me I'd like to share with you. And the first is this: the value of spending time and money and effort and energy going to these physical places where we know early Christians were, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Israel, whether it's Turkey, Asia Minor as it was, or in our case, going on this trip following Paul's footsteps on his prison journey. There's something very special about knowing that that's where early Christians was, that's where Paul was, or Jesus, or some of the other apostles, and knowing that these are the physical places. It does something for you. It's not just the educational value, though there is that, and I learned a lot about Greek and Roman history on this trip as well. It's not just about the geography, though it was fascinating to see it. It's about knowing that's where these things happened. That's where Paul was shipwrecked. To stand on the seashore and to look out to sea and imagine that stormy night when he was swept into shore with all the other people on that boat, and to imagine what that must have been like for him, knowing that that God had a plan for his life, and he didn't think, surely even in his wildest dreams, it would involve being shipwrecked, but that was part of God's plan to use him to spread the gospel. His faithfulness, his trust in God, his willingness to be, I suppose, diverted from his preferred path in life. Anyway, I don't want to go on about all that now. I could talk about it forever, but being physically there is something so exciting and valuable. So I just want to encourage you, if you've never been on one of these trips, or even if you have gone on another one, but if you've never, save up, plan it, and go. If you can go with Douglas Jacoby, I would recommend it because I've found great value in that for myself. But even if you can't go with one of Doug's trips, go on a trip. I guarantee it will build your faith and be well worth the time and money. Penny and I are going to go on another one. We've done two. We'll do a third. We're going to have to save up for a bit first, but it will be worth it. What else are we going to spend our money on that can be as uniquely valuable? The next trip we go on will probably be Asia Minor, but we'll have to see about that. But the second thing that really struck me about this trip, most people were within about 10 years of our age, 10 years older, 10 years younger, and have been around a while like us as Christians. And it was so wonderful to spend extended time talking over breakfast or lunches or dinners or walking together about our lives and about our Christian lives and about the ups and downs, about the difficulties, about the things that we've learned along the way. And some of the things are the same, and some of the things are quite different, and what they've learned is different from mine, and I was able to share lessons, and they were able to share lessons with me. It was so enriching, so inspiring to see some of the things that they have overcome, some of the circumstances of their lives that were, if you like, before they were born that affected them, some of the circumstances that happened to them in life or from church situations or whatever, and some of the things just of their own making and my own making that we've had challenges that we've caused ourselves. We found great strength in encouraging each other and sharing with each other what God has taught us. And there's something about going away that enables that, more so sometimes than being at home. So the big thing for me there is to value my friendships, to value the new ones and to maintain those. And I'm very grateful for those that I have now made. But also to value my homegrown friendships, whether in Thames Valley and Watford or elsewhere in the UK and Ireland or whoever they may be, but to genuinely value those friendships. Those are times of adversity come, but a real friend is one who sticks around, as he talks about it in the book of Proverbs. So it's important for me to invest, to value, and to love the people that God has brought into my life. So that's my second major takeaway from this trip. There were so many other specific things, but those were the two things. And that will do for today. I hope you found these updates helpful and encouraging. If you've got any thoughts, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. Take care.